Hello and welcome to Madrid Direct. Our guest today is Denyse Drummond-Dunn, and we'll have a conversation about why financial institutions need to become more customer-centric and what are the challenges they face in order to do so. Denyse Drummond-Dunn, thanks for being with us today again.
Thank you, Elena, for inviting me back.
Last time we met, we spoke about your new book, Winning Customer Centricity. Today we're going to go through some of the examples of the solutions you offer in the book, in particular for financial industry. What's the biggest challenge for the financial industry to become more customer-central?
I think the biggest challenge is to become customer-centric, not more customer-centric. As you know, the banking industry has had a lot of problems, especially with image these last few years. And so I think it's very important for them to start thinking about their clients and customers first in everything they do. Mm-hmm. So that, for me, is their biggest challenge at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Financial institutions have plenty of information on their customers, but do they know who the customer are? You say in the book that it's very important for organizations to know who the customer are to become more customer-centric. Do financial institutions take advantage of this information?
I think they have a lot of information, but they tend to use it for understanding the financial market rather than understanding their clients. And as I said, it's so important for them to get closer to their customers, to build back their image that they've lost in the last couple of years. So I would recommend using the information to better understand their customers. For instance, I've worked with one bank in the US which was having problems, and in fact they were not using the data that they had on their customers, whereas they could have used it to understand who was going to, for instance, have problems with paying their mortgages or paying off their debts. By analysing the data of people that had gone into default, they could better identify who were the people that were going to default and therefore help them before it actually happened. So that's just one example of using the data to better understand what's going to happen in the short term with their customers and help their customers for a win-win.
Mm-hmm. What can financial institutions do immediately to start taking care of this customer centricity issue without making any big changes in the way they manage their business? What would the first and easiest thing to do just now?
There's so much that they can do, and it's not just limited to the financial institutions. I mean, all companies, when they start on the journey to customer centricity, they need to find ways to think customer first. So I make recommendations in my book, such as why not sign your emails with think customer first, or there are no brands without customers, or we don't pay your salaries, it's the customers that do. So just reminders to people that customers are important. Another way that they can get everyone in the organization to think customer first is to put photographs of customers or actors, if they can't actually get agreement from customers to put photos of themselves, put photos of people in the banks, in their offices, in restaurants. I've even seen companies stick photos of their customers with sayings that customers have used on lifts, so that when people are waiting for the lift, they're reading what other customers are saying. So just to remind them to think customer first in everything they do.
Financial institutions are known for being very hierarchical and structured. What can be done to change that?
I think it's going to be very difficult to change the structure of banks in the short term and make them less hierarchical. However, they have to understand that everybody in the bank has a role to play in becoming more customer-centric. So a couple of things they could do is, why not have the top management serving in the banks? That would give them immediate contact with their customers that perhaps otherwise they don't have because they're sitting in the top offices somewhere in the building. Another idea is, just by making themselves more visible in the banks with their customers, but also with employees, encourages all employees to think customer first. So anything they can do to get closer to their employees on a day-to-day basis will help to eliminate, if not the hierarchy, at least the the problems that maybe some employees have in thinking that what they do will make a difference to the bank. So just making sure that everybody understands that customer centricity is a priority for the bank and that everybody is involved in making the company more customer centric.
This is a big change to be done, but how can they start financial institutions to become more customer centric? What would the first step be?
The first step, as I mentioned earlier, was to get everyone to get involved with the customer and understand the customer, and then to start thinking about the information they have about the customer. And one thing that's often forgotten is that customers are people that have friends and relatives, so getting their own customers involved in improving the image of the bank, either through promotions or encouragement with small gifts and such like, to share with their friends and colleagues and family, would really help improve the image of the banks, because I don't think they're making enough use of the relationships that their current customers have with other people that are not yet customers. And everybody, as I said, in the last few years have spoken so badly about so many banks. I think they all need to improve their image however they can.
Okay, I can let you go without asking what's your next book going to be about after winning customer centricity. What are we going to get from you?
Thank you for asking, Elena. Yes, Winning Customer Centricity is the first book in the series, and I'm actually in the process of completing the second one, which is called Winning Actionable Insights, and the third, which will be about innovation and how to reinvent your innovation internally. They'll all have the same format, 50 short chapters, just 2 pages each, inspiring, actionable, and fun. So I hope that people will look out for those in the next year or so as well.
Denyse Drummond-Dunn, thanks.
Thank you for inviting me again, Elena, and I look forward to talking to you again soon.
That was it for the day. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next Madrid Direct.